Hi, everybody. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We're going to let everybody in the waiting room. While you're coming in, we're so glad to see you. Can you let us know how you found out about us? You can write that in the chat. And then we also have a Q&A session at the end of this webinar, and you can put that in the Q&A box. So I'll repeat that a few times, but you can tell us how you found out about us in the chat. And then you can also let us know if you have any questions in the little Q&A box. There's a question mark box there. So we're so glad to see everybody. Oh, internet search I just saw. Thank you. A friend. Oh, nice. Is your friend currently in our program? Or maybe they went to our program before? Oh, the postcard. Oh, that's so good to see. Eventbrite. Nice. So, she went to our program. Awesome. Very nice. Hope she's doing well. Oh, tech class friend. I'm seeing a great amount. Internet search. Friend from the program in the program now. Nice. Friend. Daughter's Voltech class at Fallcroft. Nice. Facebook. Great. These are great. Oh, thank you. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm Stacy. We're going to get started in just a little bit. We're bringing everybody in off of the waiting room. While we're waiting, we're having everybody write how they found out about us in that chat box. And then there's also a Q&A box, and that box is letting us know any questions that you have. And we have a question and answer time at the end of this program. So we'll be able to go through each question individually. So feel free to go ahead and put any questions there. You have lots of new names. Some names I do recognize from people that have called in. So that's great. A lot of you are saying that your friends attended school. This is great. Love that. I hope they're doing well. I hope they're nurses and doing a great job out in the field. Saw an advertisement. Wonderful. We're having fun with our advertisements. So let us know if you saw anything like that online. Awesome. Oh, you heard about it from the bus stop. Wonderful. And a friend and Instagram. Great. So we have a great team that helps us put together some great posts. And yesterday we got to honor one of our students who's a veteran, or I'm sorry, on Monday. No, that is yesterday. Yes, it's Tuesday. So we got to honor one of our current students that's a veteran. So that's great. So if you haven't followed us on Instagram, you can go over there. We're at Delco Tech LPN. So you can come find us there. Searching for an LPN school. Coworker told me the school. Wow, CNA and MA for 19 years, ready to move up. Yes, you are ready. We're excited to have you. So you have tons of experience and you'll do great as a nurse. Great. This is great. All right. Hello, everybody that's just coming in to join us. We are just about getting ready to start. We're going to have you put in the chat area right now how you got to know about us or this evening. And also, if you have any questions about the program, you can put that in the Q&A. I might answer a lot of the questions before, so we'll just kind of go through them quickly if I did answer them. But if there's a question that you have that maybe I won't answer during my presentation, we'll have time at the end that I'll be able to go through and answer each one of those questions as well. Great. People are learning about it from DCTS at Fallcroft and Facebook. Wonderful. Right. You guys are doing great. Wonderful. All right. We're just about ready to get started. If anybody has a question now, they can go ahead and put that in the Q&A box. It's the one with the little question mark. 1, 2, 3 over from the chat box. So if anybody has a specific question, we can try to answer that. Oh, good. You saw us on Instagram. Doing good. Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're just about ready to get started. I'm Stacy, and we'll get started in just a few minutes. We're just waiting for more people to come in. If you could put in the chat box below how you found out about us, that'd be great. And then there's also a box that says Q&A. If you have any questions about our program, you can go ahead and put that in there. I might answer some of them for you during our webinar. I'm hoping to. And then we also have time at the end of our webinar to do a Q&A to answer those specific questions as well. That sounds like a lot of us are online on Instagram and Facebook, which is good. It also sounds like a lot of us have a lot of friends that told us about the program, which friends are great. Some people saw some of our fun advertisements, a bus sign, postcards. So that's good to hear that you guys are getting all those different types of advertisements and seeing them. We're seeing some questions come in, so this is great. And we'll be able to answer those questions during their program. And then if I don't answer them specifically, then we'll come back to those questions and answer them at the end. This is looking good. I see someone's daughter did half high school, half OTech. So that's a great program. So the Delaware, if any of you have a child that's in high school or going into high school soon, maybe they're in middle school, the Delaware County Intermediate Unit, Delaware County Technical Schools offers a program where they can go to high school for a part of the day, and then they go to another high school that's more in line with employment skills. So the student can choose from a huge variety of programs. There's cosmetology, health sciences, welding, there's construction building, there's logistics. So like moving packages from a plane into an Amazon truck and then telling that Amazon truck how to get into your house. So things that you wouldn't even think about are these jobs out there that, you know, people are actually interested, but they're really interesting jobs when you actually look into it. And then there's great potential for those students, and they can often leave high school with a ton of certificates and ready to join the workforce right away. So that's an amazing program. You can find more information about that at DCIU.org. You just click on the Career and Technical Education tab. So if you know anybody that's in high school or about to be in high school, that's a great program. And then we have articulation agreements with that program as well, so that students can go to that program and then come to our program for a little bit of a reduced rate. So we have, we're really good partners with that program. So if anybody's interested in that, we definitely recommend you checking it out. They have enrollment at different times of like moving into the school year. So you can definitely give them a call to know when's the best time to apply. Right, so discussing schools, looking to being a nurse. She told me she went to Delaware Skilled and High. Yep. So we are, I'm reading some of the other places that people were able to go ahead, and they knew some people that went to our program before and highly recommend it. So, all right, I think we have pretty much everyone that we're looking for, and people can continue to join. And then we will have that time at the end to answer your questions. Like I said, there's a box there, the Q&A box. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in there, and then we'll have time to go through all those questions. So we're going to get started. If you know anybody that's still on their way, tell them to join in, and we'll get started now. So thank you, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Delaware County Technical Schools Practical Nursing Program Virtual Open House. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us tonight, and I am hopeful that this presentation is transformative and the benefits of our program encourage you to pursue practical nursing. If you have any questions, like I said, please put them in the Q&A box, and we will answer them in the Q&A segment at the end of our session. I do also want to let you know that tonight we have a few videos that we're going to show, so we want to make sure that your volume's up so that you can hear it enough. So you might just need to play with your volume. I sometimes speak a little bit too loud, and then sometimes the volume on the videos are a little bit softer, just to kind of protect your ears when we transition to those videos. All of the information that I will review tonight is available in complete detail on our website, dciu.org/LPN. Tonight, we're going to go through our introduction that we're doing now. We're also going to talk about why you should become an LPN. We're going to talk about an overview of the DCTS program. We're going to talk about the DCTS Advantage. Then at the end, we're going to have the Q&A session as we talked about. Tonight, we have some wonderful people here. To start, I'm going to go from the bottom up. We have Dr. Stephen Butts. He's the Director of Career and Technical Education for our program. We have Jeannie Cavalieri Grover, who's our practical nursing program financial aid consultant and collegiate aid services. We have an amazing graduate, Alex Curia. He's here with us tonight, and he's going to talk about his experience of going through the program, but then also now as a nurse. And then myself, I'm Stacy Delaney. I'm the practical nursing program supervisor. So we have a brief introduction about our program. So the DCIU is an educational service organization whose mission is committed to the development and delivery of quality, cost-effective programs and services to schools and their communities. The practical nursing program fits within the educational framework of the student services under the Delaware County Technical High School's adult program. The practical nursing program is located at 85 North Malin Road in Broomall, Pennsylvania. Our goal is to prepare you to sit for the state NCLEX PN examination for your licensure and to be employed as a licensed practical nurse. Our program is for anyone over the age of 18, no matter your background. Many of our students are re-entering the workforce, their parents, or looking to further their education. Dr. Butz, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I would. I want to welcome everybody to the DCIU Practical Nursing Program Open House. We are thrilled to have you here and to showcase our program. I want to thank Ms. Delaney for her assistance with this and all the positive reviews that we've had over the last couple of years. I want to highlight our outstanding NCLEX pass rate this past year and also highlight our recognition by Georgetown University over the last several years in terms of the value that our practical nursing students receive. So sit back, learn a lot of information. We strongly urge you to begin your nursing career with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I will offer a complete breakdown of the program later this evening, but I first would like to share with you some of those recent accolades that the practical nursing program has received from Georgetown University's Center on Education and the Workforce. In 2020, our practical nursing program was recognized as Pennsylvania's top higher education program based on a 10-year net evaluation. To put this in simpler terms, 10 years after enrolling, graduates of our program are earning more than graduates from any other program in Pennsylvania when factoring the cost of school. Our program offers a quality education at an affordable price. Now you'll hear from Martin Vanderwerf, a representative of Georgetown University's Center on Education and the Workforce, to congratulate our program on this achievement.
Hello, I'm Martin Vanderwerf. I'm with the Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce, and I'm one of the authors of the reports we have done on the return on investment from colleges and college programs. The rankings of college ROI come from data submitted to the College Scorecard, which is a website created about 5 years ago by the US Department of Education. We started looking at the website at the center and trying to determine where students would have the highest earnings based on their programs and credentials. We were looking not just at big four-year colleges and universities, but at smaller colleges and institutions that people don't think about often, but have lots of value for the students that they serve. What we found in general is that students who enrolled in short-term programs often got the most value out of them in the short run. It makes sense because people who spend less time in school have more time to be out in the workforce making money. The Licensed Practical Nursing Program at DCIU is one of the most lucrative certificate programs in Pennsylvania, but also in the nation when you measure it by return on investment over the first 10 years after enrollment. Nursing programs in general hold a lot of promise for students. Earnings are high, and Pennsylvania is expecting a shortage of LPNs by 2030, as are other parts of the country. In addition, 20% of LPNs go on to earn either a bachelor's or a master's degree in nursing. So the increasing demand for nurses will likely drive earnings even higher than present levels, and increasing levels of education like a bachelor's degree will also lead to higher wages. Our research is intended to show people that good career choices are available for potential students at all levels of the American higher education system. The Licensed Practical Nursing Program at DCIU is one of those programs with great value at a low cost.
So now that you've heard all the exciting things our program has to offer, you're probably wondering, why would you become a licensed practical nurse? To answer this question, I'm going to review what a practical nurse is, and my fellow panelists will discuss the growing need for LPNs. So to start, what is an LPN? An LPN performs selected nursing acts in the care of the ill, injured, or infirmed under the direction of the registered nurse, physician, or dentist. This is from the PA State Board of Nursing. Now more than ever, nurses are essential to our nation's health and well-being. If you enjoy taking care of people, nursing may be for you. As an LPN, you'll provide patients with quality care and comfort measures. This includes performing numerous nursing skills, clinical tasks, and offering basic care and assistance to patients in a variety of settings. So why is now the time to become a nurse? Basically, we have a giant nursing shortage. And so one of the things that you hear on the news, or you hear with anyone that you discuss that might work in the nursing field or in the hospital or in long-term care facility, you're noticing that they're short-staffed. And what happens eventually with short staffing is patient care can become less than desirable. So what we need to do is make sure that we still continue to send out as many nurses as possible to fill those needs. In our area alone, we are a very high population area. And so we need to make sure that we're understanding that that population will continue to age, and those needs are still going to become, or are going to become more needed to serve, as well as the needs of the patients that are currently there. So we want to just make sure that we can provide services for everyone that needs services. And as a nurse, you can do that in a large variety of settings. So obtaining your practical nursing license can be a stepping stone as well on the way pathway towards furthering your education. So many graduates of our program come to us when they realize that a 4-year college nursing program might not be the right match for them. We're going to play a short video of Molly Murtha.
So my path to becoming an LPN wasn't typical. I attended a 4-year college for nursing and unfortunately wasn't successful, but a family friend referred me to this program, which is why I'm here today to continue with my nursing education. I chose to enroll in the DCTS program because it was close to home. I'm local in the neighborhood since I grew up in Delaware County. But I also find that the people that I surround myself with in this classroom have a lot of background in the medical field. So it's really great to get close to people in class because they have a lot of knowledge to share, as well as the educators. There are several people in my personal life that inspired me to take this pathway to become an LPN. I have several family members and friends that have become successful nursing educators and even nurses themselves. They really pushed me to pursue my studies and become a better person and also become a successful nurse. Some things that I was really excited about, I would have to say, came through my clinical experience. I feel that I was able to perform more skills at a patient's bedside, which can often be really intimidating just because when you're working with actual patients, it could be quite scary. But the fact that we have so many simulation opportunities here at this program, it really prepared me to work better at the patient's bedside. If I had to give advice to a prospective DCTS student that's looking into this program, I would tell them to keep an open mind and really come here prepared to learn. Regardless if you have experience in the healthcare field, you can come to this field and learn so many new things and meet so many new people. I am Molly Murtha, and this is my DCTS pathway to becoming an LPN.
I actually just spoke to Molly the other day because I told her that we're about to have the open house again, and we love using her video because it really does capture what a lot of students go through, where they head out and they want to go to a 4-year program and something can happen. Life can just get in the way sometimes of what your plan is. So Molly's doing great. She's actually re-enrolled into another BSN program. And she's working at Widener University as well in their simulation lab. So she's working as an LPN, helping with the nursing education team there as she's going to school at Delaware County Community College at first, and then she's transferring to another program just to finish up some prerequisites that she had there. So she's really excited to move through her career, and she's just working working great also as an LPN part-time in the hospital. And then she's also in a long-term care facility. So she's got a ton of opportunities going on for her. So she's doing great. So as I said earlier, we're going to go over the details of our program, but all of this information can be found on our website. Our website is dciu.org/LPN. So if you have any questions and you're just wondering up late at night, you can go to dciu.org/LPN. You can always also email us and you can call us as well, but this is a great spot to start. So we're going to talk a little bit about how our curriculum is broken down. So this is a 12-month program with 4 levels, and each level lasts 12 weeks. This is a full-time program, and classes begin in February and September of each year, and it runs Monday through Friday. Each class admits 50 students. Level 1 starts in February as well as September. And so in level 1, students are taught fundamental basic nursing skills that are necessary to care for a patient. They also learn math, which is our pharmacology class, for medication administration, anatomy and physiology, as well as personal and vocational relationships. In level 2, students learn basic nutrition. They also learn the skill of medication administration, and they begin to learn the content in the medical surgical nursing. The students are also introduced to the concepts of mental health nursing. In level 3, the focus is on obstetrical, pediatric, and medical surgical nursing. And in level 4, the students focus on advanced medical surgical nursing, psychiatric and cognitive impairment nursing, and gerontological nursing. The students also attend clinical. So clinicals are typically on Thursdays and Fridays, and they'll go out to different clinical sites throughout our healthcare facilities in Delaware County. This introduces students to many settings that they can find themselves working for different programs as a practical nurse. We have had students in hospitals, long-term care facilities, short-term care facilities, schools, doctors' offices, and more depending on the needs of our students. Currently, Fair Acres is where we head to for our level 1 long-term care center. Delaware County Intermediate Unit Head Start programs is where they get some experience for pediatrics, as well as Marple Education Center with the school nurses. The students also go to Crozier-Chester Medical Center, and they're there at the hospital on the med-surg floors. They're at Taylor Hospital on the med-surg floors, and at Kindred Hospital in their acute care floors that they have there, mostly with trach and vent patients. So we should talk about tuition. So for the program, the total cost of the program is $24,933. Each level has a tuition cost around $6,000. So level 1 is $6,743.75. Level 2 is $6,079.75. Level 3 is $5,979.75. And level 4 is $6,129.75. So we are one of the most affordable programs in our county, and we also allow opportunities for financial aid and different grants. I'm going to turn it over to Jeannie Cavalieri, who's our financial aid consultant, to give an overview on the financial aid process.
Hey everyone, today I would like to give you a brief overview of the financial aid process and the steps to apply for financial aid. The website for the FAFSA, Master Promissory Note, and Entrance Counseling Session can be found at the same website, studentaid.gov. So if you go to the studentaid.gov website, you will see the link for the FAFSA, the Master Promissory Note, and the Entrance Counseling. They're the first 3 steps to apply for financial aid. Just to go over each step, the first thing you want to do is complete the 2024-2025 FAFSA. And one important thing is to make sure you include our federal school code when you apply. Our federal school code is 031284. And I'll repeat that. It's 031284. And as long as you release it to our school by indicating our school code, I will receive all of your FAFSA information electronically, and that will enable me to determine your financial aid package. The free application for federal student aid is the application which students use to apply for federal financial aid, including grants and loans. The FAFSA will determine a student's student aid index, also known as the SAI. The SAI is the number that represents your family's financial strength and your ability to pay for college. It also determines your eligibility for federal student aid. The second step is the master promissory note. And the master promissory note is the legal document in which you promise to repay your loans and any accrued interest and fees to the U.S. Department of Education. It also explains the terms and conditions of your loan. The third step is entrance counseling. Entrance counseling ensures you understand the terms and conditions of your loan and explains your rights and responsibilities as a student loan borrower. You will learn what a federal direct loan is, how interest works, your options for repayment, and how to avoid delinquency and default. Now, there's a fourth step. If you are from the state of Pennsylvania, you may qualify for a PA TIP grant. In addition to federal financial aid, you can also apply for a PA TIP grant from FIA. The program provides awards to students enrolled in programs of study in various healthcare fields. We are an approved PA TIP school. You must be a resident of Pennsylvania to apply for a PA TIP grant. The PA TIP application for the 24-25 academic year is available online at FIA.org. And this application needs to be sent directly to FIA for processing. Once you are accepted into our program and you complete your applications, you will receive a financial aid award letter that will inform you of your eligibility. You may qualify for a Pell Grant and/or federal direct loans for levels 1 and 2. You must return one signed copy of your award letter to the financial aid office to accept your awards. You will apply for financial aid twice during our program. You will complete the 24-25 FAFSA for levels 1 and 2, and then you're going to complete the 25-26 FAFSA for levels 3 and levels 4. The LPN program is 1,500 clock hours, and you will receive a total of 4 disbursements throughout the program. So basically, you will receive 1 disbursement of financial aid per level. The total cost of the program is $24,933, which includes 4 levels. Now, if you are applying for financial aid, there is a different breakdown. Although the price of the program is $24,933, in order to receive financial aid, you will be billed for 900 clock hours for level 1 and 2, and then the remaining 600 clock hours for levels 3 and levels 4. If your financial aid exceeds your tuition and fees, you will receive a refund within 14 days of your disbursement. Keep in mind that you must maintain academic progress throughout the program and meet the PNP attendance policy. If you do fail a level, you must pay out of pocket to repeat. Your financial aid may be reinstated once you're successful. And that's the end of the financial aid overview. Please let me know if anyone has any questions at the end of our program.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. So there are some additional fees for our program. So the application fee is $260, and then there's a non-refundable deposit of $1,000. That is due once you're an accepted student, 30 days prior to starting the program. The uniforms and books are not included in this cost, and they must be purchased separately. There are some books that are purchased through the ATI books. So you can purchase, we have a list on our website of all the books that need to be purchased, and most of them you'll use throughout the program. And then there's also some additional tuition and fees for each level that gets broken down on their website as well. On the website, we have a step-by-step admissions process. So to be considered a candidate for the practical nursing program, the individual is required to complete the TEAS test, which is the test of essential academic skills. This is the pre-admission exam. You can do this test on www.atitesting.com. Once the TEAS test is completed, the application and the non-refundable fee of $260 must be submitted. You can complete the application and pay the fee both on our website at dciu.org/LPN. This will then start the process to reserve your spot. The last thing you need is your official high school transcript. And so once that official high school transcript is submitted with your TEAS test, the application and the application fee, all 4 of the admissions packet then is complete. The TEAS test score that you need to complete is between a 44 and a 57. If you score between a 44 and a 57, then you may have to do a remediation course before the program starts. If you score above a 57, you do not need to complete the remediation course. If you score below a 44, you will need to retake the TEAS test to try for our program. So 44 is our threshold. Once your spot is secured and you're starting the program, you'll then start working on your Castle Branch items. So this is the pre-admission background screening, health information, all the things to get us ready to go to clinical. Be mindful that when you're completing these items, they could expire during the program and they have to stay up to date to go to clinical. Once the background check's complete, then you can go ahead and start applying for your financial aid. If you need assistance during any of these processes, then you're just going to give us a call at 484-423-7003, or you can email us at lpn@dciu.org. We have a small group of office staff here that answer the phone calls and respond to emails. We do get a lot of calls. We are a very, very popular program. So if for some reason the phone is ringing, please leave a message. We call back everybody. You can also then email us at lpn@dciu.org, and all three of us will take a look at those emails and we answer them as they come in. We truly offer an amazing program that leads to students to their desired positions in healthcare. We have one of our wonderful graduates here tonight with us, Alex. So Alex, how did our program help you advance in your career as a nurse?
Oh, can you see me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alex, and I went to school class 63, and I graduated in February, and I was able to start working, pass my exam, and start working by March. So one of the best thing I can say about the program was the speed. Like, it was just as soon as we got started, it was over. But then you come out with a wealth of information that instructors have so much experience, and I have to say that they prepared us. Like, when you leave out of there, you feel like you can have people's life entrusted to you and you know exactly what to do. So that's it.
Thank you. So Alex, where do you work now?
I have two jobs. I work in two long-term care, a place called Bromo Manor and Rosewood Gardens.
Nice. So Alex not only was an excellent student, but he also was a great mentor to students that were coming into the program. Alex, do you know anybody that's interested in coming to the program now?
Yes, my wife.
Yep. So we're very excited that Alex's legacy will continue. We received, I think it was right about when you were graduating, we received your wife's application. So it's exciting that we get to still connect with Alex and his family. Alex, we are so proud of you and all the graduates from our program and the dedication that they show day in and day out. Do you have any other advice or anything for someone that's coming into the program?
The only advice I can say, because it's an adult program and we know as adult things get in the way. So if you can use this time before the program starts to do whatever you need to do, attend any baby showers, because once it gets started, there's not going to be any time for all the extra stuff. So you just tell everybody, I'll take 11 months of break. You won't be able to see me, do all the phone calls, because once it gets started, it does tend to get a little busy, and it's kind of hard to, balance the life. So, but it's worth it. You take a break from life for 11 months, you focus on it, and you end up with your goals.
Yeah. And then now you're able to attend those baby showers and buy a really nice gift. So that's something that we always kind of remind students that it is quite the sacrifice while you're in the program. But once you're out, you are working, you're making your own schedule, making a lot of money, and you're able to really serve your community.
Yes, that's true.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Alex, so much for coming to us tonight. And if anybody has a question for Alex, you can leave that in the Q&A as well. All right. I have another short video clip from Amadou Bangora, who's also a graduate of our program.
My path to become an LPN is I'm currently working in a group home where we help elderly people to achieve their goals to become independent, and with all the services that we provide for them, I decided to empower myself to become an LPN. The simulation lab helped me a lot when it comes to like learning more. It is not just about what you read in the book. You come like put it into practical terms, and thereby doing it repeatedly, it is an opportunity for it to stick, you know, not just like reading the theory, but the practical aspect of it too. Get used to it, know how to manipulate all the equipment. Even when we go for clinicals, you will find out that because of these simulation labs, we are improving and we are doing very well in the clinical field. I will encourage you to choose this program because they maintain standards, their values, their instructors are always there to help you out when you have a problem. Their simulation program is the best. So I'm encouraging you all to choose this program so that you will be able to impact lives out there. It is one of the best. Choose this program and you will succeed. I am Amidu Bangura. This is my DCTS pathway to become an LPN.
Amadou's doing great too. I actually bumped into him at Wawa the other day. He's got 3 different jobs. He makes his own schedule. He's working with individuals still at a group home. And then he's also doing private home care. And they invited him on a vacation over the winter break coming up. So he's having a great time. He's loving being a nurse. So tonight I have shown you the endless benefits of enrolling in our program, as well as opportunities that you may have upon graduation. If you're still looking for some reasons to join our program, we offer a lot of new things coming up on the next slide. So we are fully accredited by ASIN. So ASIN is an accreditation commission for the education in nursing. And that's a really important one. It's a really hard accreditation to get. And so we work really hard to keep that up. And so if you want to go work at different places, sometimes you'll see in the job application that it says you must have come from an accredited school, and that's what this means. It's also a pathway towards further education. And so a lot of schools, nursing programs will require that you come from an ASIN accredited program. So that's a really important accreditation that we're proud to have. We're also fully approved by the PA State Board of Nursing. Our program has the #1 return on investment in higher education over a 10-year period in Pennsylvania, and that's due to our low cost, but then the high potential for earnings. We have actually a more than 90% job placement rate. So that figure actually was just put out today. So we're at a 94% job placement rate. And so we're doing a really great job with that. So students are getting jobs, and the few that are not getting jobs are actually telling us that it's just not working out with their own personal schedule because they're trying to raise their children or doing other things that they took a break on for those 11 months. They're trying just to figure out where they want to go and what job would fit into their lifestyle now. And then we also offer financial aid, and there's grants available like Jeannie spoke about. And we actually do in-program NCLEX PN preparation. And we actually also continue support once you're done the program as well, depending on how much support that you need. So we have a lot of different options that are a little different from different programs in our area. So now that we've made it to the end of our information session, we'd like to know your questions. If you submitted a question in that Q&A box below, we're going to answer it now. We'll also take a quick look. It looks like maybe some questions were in the chat box as well, so we can answer them too. But if you have any questions now, you can go ahead and put that in the Q&A box. It's the one with the little question mark.
Okay. Let's get started. We have a few questions in here already.
Oh, great.
So the first, is there a CNA to RN program?
So currently at the Delaware County Intermediate and Delaware County Technical School Practical Nursing Program, we do not offer a CNA to an RN program. So we're strictly a practical nursing program in our little area here in Broomall.
Okay, thank you. You talked about this, but do you have evening classes?
Unfortunately, we do not have evening classes. Evening classes are actually becoming much more rare in our area. So we are a full-time daytime program.
Someone has a series of questions here. So
Okay.
when is the deadline to apply?
So the deadline to apply is when we are full. So we actually don't have a specific deadline, but we do fill up kind of quickly. So we do what's called a rolling enrollment. So as soon as we are starting a class, we're starting to enroll for the next class. We actually have people already enrolled in September of next year and February of the year after that. So it just, they know what works best with their schedule and they know what's working best with their lifestyle. So they're saving up to do those programs later on.
Okay. Do we wear scrubs Monday through Friday?
We do. So it kind of gets you in this mindset of you're getting ready to go to work. So we wear scrubs on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday while you're here in school. And then on Thursday and Friday, you'll wear scrubs that have the logo of our program for when you go out to those clinical sites.
Okay. For those starting in February, will there be summer classes?
Yes. So summer, I forget when the official just start day of summer is, that June 21st or something like that. But we do have classes up until the end of July, and then we take a little bit of a break in August, and then we all come back in September.
Okay. What's included in the program, like laptop or scrubs?
Yep. So there is a laptop that we will provide to you, and that's because we use a lot of different software, our testing software, some of our simulation software. It all has to have a specific type of resource and requirements that a laptop has to have. So we can't just have everybody bring their own laptops in because it won't work on everybody's laptops. So we actually provide you that. And that is in part of the fees for the program. We also provide some different books that are in the program, and we provide a lot of your lab materials. So there's some things that you'll have to purchase on your own, like a stethoscope that works best for you, because that's kind of something personal that you're going to want to feel out. Some like trauma scissors, things like that you're going to purchase. Scrubs are going to be purchased on your own as well. So they our school, like our clinical scrubs, are purchased through Flynn O'Hara, but then you can purchase the ones that you wear for school anywhere you want. Amazon, scrub store down the street, Walmart, anything like that. They just have to be hunter green. That's the only requirement that we have for the scrubs you wear while you're here in the school.
Okay. If I have my CNA certificate, could I possibly be exempt from level 1?
I wish. So this is something that the state of Pennsylvania used to do about 10 or 15 years ago, and they actually stopped it. And that's due to the CNA programs are certified through the Pennsylvania Department of Education, while our program is certified through the State Board of Nursing. So because of that separation, they no longer allow people to do the CNA like test out of level 1. The State Board of Nursing requires that you complete the full 1,500 clock hours in a practical nursing program now.
Okay. I have all the steps online complete except the T's. Could I possibly be able to be considered?
Unfortunately, without the TEAS test, your application process is not complete. So we need to have the application fee, the TEAS test with a score of 44 or higher, and then your official high school transcript. All that has to be in the office. So your TEAS test can actually get sent online through ATI, and then your high school transcripts can also be sent online from your school to us. Once we have all 4 of those items, then you can be considered a full candidate for the program.
One of my friends told me that you guys have a 9-month program.
Oh, I wish. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be possible with the 1,500 clock hour restriction that the state has for us. But 9 months is very, very fast. Our program is very fast already. So I don't know if we'd be able to get all the content in that you would need to be a successful nurse in that short of a time. Every program in the state of Pennsylvania is required to be 1,500 clock hours. So we are right at 1,500 clock hours, no more, no less. There's other programs in our area that are a little bit longer. They just choose to structure their programs those ways. So we are exactly 1,500 clock hours to meet that requirement.
Okay. Someone lives in Delaware, about an hour away. Do we accept out-of-state students?
Definitely. We've had many students from Delaware, New Jersey. We actually have a student from Connecticut, but she actually moved down here while she was in school. So you can come to our program from all different states. What ends up happening at the end of our program when you're ready to take your state boards is you'll test in Pennsylvania because that's where you've received your education. I shouldn't say that. You test the Pennsylvania test. You can take your test all over the world, but you'll actually use the Pennsylvania test and then you'll get licensed in your other state. In Delaware, it's actually really easy. Once you take the test for Pennsylvania, There's just a form that I have to fill out for you. So then you'll get licensed in Delaware as well. So you'll have 2 licenses if you choose to do that. Pennsylvania is one of the most strictest states. That's kind of a weird way to say that, but they're they're a difficult state to be licensed in, so that other states around us know, well, if you got licensed in Pennsylvania, then you're good to go in most other states. So we're currently working on a compact act as well. That's not yet finalized, and where if you are licensed in Pennsylvania, you could sometimes get your license in all different states that are in that compact act, but they're just trying to finalize all of that at the State Board of Nursing now. So yes, we definitely accept students from out of state. So if you're a Delaware student, we love to see you.
Okay. Is there a code for ATI?
There's not a code in the sense of like a code that you have to put in to start your TEAS test. But at the end, when you need to send your transcript to us, you're going to want to put in Delaware County Technical Schools PN program, and that will send your ATI TEAS test to our program.
And once again, how long is the program?
So the program is just about 1 year. So we are a 1,500 clock hour program. So you'll be, if you start in February, you'll be graduating in February of, if you start in February 2025, you'll graduate in February 2026, because we take that little bit of break in August. If you start in September, you'll be done at the very, very end of July.
And is there room for February 2025?
Yes, we fill up quickly though. So we, especially after the open houses, probably by the end of this month, we'll be full, if not sooner. So once we do these open houses, people really start calling and getting their stuff in. So I definitely encourage you to hurry up and get anything in that you still have to do.
Okay, and what is the address of the school, of the campus?
85 North Malin Road. So 85 North Malin Road, Broomall, Pennsylvania. So we're right off of Westchester Pike. There's a large firehouse right at the corner. You're going to turn right. You're going to come up to our street, or left. I guess you could be coming from either direction. You're going to come up the street, and we're at the Marple Education Center. If any of your family went to a career and technical education program or VOTech in the 60s or 70s, we're in the same exact building as them.
Okay. And what time do classes begin and end?
On Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday in levels 1 and 2, class begins at 8:15 and ends at 4 p.m. And then you go out to clinicals, and our clinicals are around 7 to 2:30. And we say around because some of our clinical sites, like in the hospital, would like us there a little bit earlier to receive that morning report. So you'll start at 6:30, but then you end at 2 p.m. If you go to one of the schools, they start a little bit later because we're not going to have you show up at school at 6:30 for the Head Start program. You'll just be sitting in the parking lot for an hour or so. So that will start when they start the program, and then you'll be done at 2:30. No clinical days goes past 2:30, and no school days go past 4. So if you have an after school job or you need to pick up any kids, you can know that you have a hard out on classroom days at 4 p.m. and a hard out of clinical days at 2:30. Sometimes you'll be done a little bit earlier though.
Okay, it's a tease question. Someone has a 2022-23 ATI TEAS study manual. Can they use that to study for the TEAS test, or would you advise purchasing a newer book?
You can definitely use that. There is not too much that changes year to year on the TEAS test. So the TEAS test, if anybody hasn't taken it before, is just your essential skills. So there's reading, English, reading comprehension, English, math, and science. So any basic study guide that kind of reminds you of some of those skills that you learned in high school will be just fine. We will always suggest that you go through the ATI study manuals, because the ATI creates the TEAS test. So it's always great to get the material, the study guides and the study material from the person that made the test. So that is all available online at atitesting.com.
Okay. Someone wants to know, if they graduate from CTE in 2025, when would they be able to apply?
Yep, so you can actually start the application process now if you would like. You can take your TEAS test, because TEAS tests are good for up to 2 years. You can take your TEAS test now if you would like. When you can do your application fee, and then when you're done school, you'll just send over your official high school transcript. Then we'll work with you to get any information we need from your CTE program, whether it's Fallcroft or at Aston, and we'll receive like your NOCTI test results and things like that. We do have an articulation agreement program with students who graduate from the Delaware County Technical School program, and we'll end up being able to reduce your cost, and your application fee can be waived as well. So if it was me and I was graduating like May, June of 2025, I would start the process like sooner rather than later, especially with your TEAS test. But if you're taking like a final tomorrow, take your final. Make sure you graduate from high school first before you do that. And then you can start working with us for that September cohort.
Right. Do we know what kind of classes we will be taking?
Yep, a few slides ago, we discussed the different classes. So we have like a fundamentals of nursing course. You'll take that in levels 1 and 2. You'll learn anatomy and physiology. So you do not have to take anatomy and physiology prior to coming to our program. That's sometimes required at other programs, but we'll teach you all that you need to know right in our program. We don't have a prerequisite for that. We'll also do pharmacology and math. We then will also teach you nutrition, concepts of mental health, how to have personal and vocational relationships with different people that you're going to work with and work for. We also have classes called a medical surgical nursing. So that's when you really start to learn about the different disorders and how things are diagnosed, and then how we help treat them. And then you learn obstetrics, pediatrics, and then in level 4, you'll learn our like psychiatric nursing, gerontological nursing, and then we'll round out with the advanced medical surgical nursing. And lastly, we'll do a professional and vocational course again, but this time we're doing more job skills. So how to apply for a job, how to delegate once you're in the job, and how to kind of go through that like interview process and making a good resume and things like that.
Okay. Someone has already taken the TEAS 3 times this year and want to know if they are able to send over their score.
Of course, as long as you received a 44 or higher, you can send your score over. We also do have a 30-day wait time between each test. So just make sure when you see your transcript, it will say when the last attempt was. It just has to be over 30 days. So that is our program's rule, because we want to make sure that you're not just taking the test every day or every week, because you really want to take a look at that report that comes at the end and tells you the areas that you just need to focus on a little bit more. So we want to make sure that you do spend enough time to take to just do a little bit more studying before you take it again. So we have no maximum amount of attempts, but we do have that 30-day time in between each attempt. And then the TEAS test is good for 2 years.
Okay. What if you took some of the classes before and passed? Would you have to take them again?
So we have an advanced placement option for some students that maybe have attempted anatomy and physiology or some nursing courses from another program. What we do is we need to get a letter from you, so you can send us an email that says, I would like to potentially do the advanced placement process for anatomy and physiology, for example. And then you're going to receive a syllabus. So you're going to go ask for your syllabus, or you might already have it from the school that you went to. And then also a transcript showing what your score was for that course. Anatomy and physiology courses can be accepted up to 3 years, and nursing courses can be accepted for up to 1 year. You're then going to send all that information. We have a team that will review that. And basically what we need to make sure is the content that they taught you at a different school is similar to the content that we're going to teach you here at our school. And then there's a test. So we are required to figure out if you have retained that knowledge from another school. So you'll take a test to kind of test out of that class. If you pass that test, then you don't have to do the class that we have here. I do caution everybody, though, that if you do that program or that type of program, you may not qualify for full financial aid, because you will be potentially not attending part of the program. So it's up to you, and we can kind of walk you through that process if you have any questions about that.
Okay. Do you have to pay for the extra class if you score below a 44?
Currently, no. Currently, we are providing that class free of cost. Every year we kind of review our processes and see if there's anything we want to change, and that has come up. So we do always encourage people to try to score higher than that 57, but currently you do not have to pay for that ATI program that we have.
Okay. Someone wants to know if they can apply now and choose the September class.
Yes, very much so. We have people that are already enrolled or not enrolled, accepted into the September course, and we have people that are accepted into the February of 2026 course. So you can definitely do that.
Okay. Someone took their Ts on November 5th, 2022. Do they have to take it again?
So unfortunately, it's November 12th, 2024. So you have passed the 2-year mark. So you will have to take it again.
How do the exams run?
So we take tests online. So we have the teacher will create the exam. She'll give you the content that the exam's on as she teaches it in the course. And then we have a schedule that you'll receive when you start the program, and they'll tell you when the different tests are. Most of the tests are on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays because we don't really have you take a test when you're out of clinical. You'll then go and log on and you'll take the test just like you did with the TEAS exam, how you answer the questions that way.
Okay. What is the attrition rate?
Yeah, so we have our attrition rate's okay. The thing that we have to remember in a practical nursing program is it's 1 year and it's an adult program. And sometimes we find that there are students that join our program and they're all gung-ho and then they didn't necessarily do kind of what Alex told them to do and get their life ready before they come in. So Dr. Butz often says it's like life 101, that hits you sometimes more than the courses that we have here. We have had students who have had death in the family, or they are no longer able to work. So there's different things that kind of interrupt their flow while they're here at school, and so they drop out. So we're actually in the process of calculating our current attrition rate for this year because we have a report coming up at the end of this month. But we do have about 50 students start in each level, and we graduate around 35.
Is there a prerequisite for the program?
Nope, just the TEAS test, the application fee, and your official high school transcript.
Someone's asking about math. What kind of math class is it?
Yeah, so it's a pharmacology math class. So this is where you're going to learn how to give different medications, and you're going to learn about some of those medications and how you have to give them in specific ways. So there's medications that you have to give through an IV bag. So you're going to learn about that and learn about how to calculate what each drop of that medication means. You're also going to learn how to take a pill and cut it in half, and how much medication would that be? There are some pills that you can't cut in half. So we have to teach you all about that. There's also ways that we give medications that are liquid. Some start as a powder and you have to turn them into a liquid. So we teach you all about that. It's not like your basic algebra class or anything like that, but there are some basic concepts that you may have learned from your math class. To be very honest, a lot of people actually struggle with rounding in math class. And so we will tell you like round to the nearest 10th or round to the nearest 100th. And it's something that you've learned in elementary school, sometimes middle school. And it's just a concept that you haven't really practiced. So that first day of math class, when we talk about that, people are kind of shocked that they forget about that. But then in about 6 weeks, they're learning how to titrate a medication, draw it up in a syringe and give it to a patient. So it's really interesting that we go from these basic concepts that then they can turn around and they know how to give a medication in less than 6 weeks.
Okay, just a couple more, at least in the Q&A. If someone fails, and I know you talked about this earlier, but if someone fails, would the person get kicked out of school?
So you cannot progress each level unless you pass all the courses in that level. So if you fail a course in level 1, you will have to redo that course in level 1. You don't necessarily have to do all of the courses unless you failed all the courses. So you will have to retake whatever course that you failed before you can move on to the next level. That will affect your financial aid. So you do need to be careful about that. Financial aid will not repay you or pay you twice for the same course. So you will have to pay out of pocket for a course that you fail. But I am going to caution you, don't think you're going to fail. You're going to pass. You're going to be okay. You have to stay positive.
Okay, and can you repeat the application fee again?
Yep, it's $260. So that application fee actually starts paying for parts of the process when you apply, like how we have to have staff that look over everything that you've applied with, but it also starts the process for some of those clinical requirements that we have.
And what's the passing score to move to another level?
76. So our passing score for all of our courses is a 76. We do not round.
Okay. And how many days can you be absent?
It's a great question. So you can only be absent from clinical for 4 days, and that's actually more generous than most nursing programs, but we understand that a lot of the students that come to our program have families and have things going on. So we do allow 4 different clinical dates that you can miss. Then you can miss about 35 hours of class time throughout the whole program. All time does have to get made up. So if you have to go to a funeral, the time still has to get made up. So that's something that you have to just be aware of. We don't really encourage people just taking a day because they just feel like it, because you miss a lot of content when you're out. Obviously, there's things that are unavoidable. So you have a court date or you have your citizenship test. We're always going to encourage that you do the things that you legally have to do, but that time will still have to get made up, because at the end of the program, I have to send a report to the state saying that you completed 1,500 clock hours.
Okay. And if someone takes the T's on December 13th, is there still time to apply for the February program?
There is, we may fill up. So I always just have to caution you to kind of go as fast as you can with some of those processes. You can always take the TEAS test at home as well, so you don't have to wait to take it in a different facility. They have what's called Proctorio, where you can take it online, and they'll scan the room and make sure that you're alone and you're not doing anything that they would be suspicious about. So you can sign up for an at-home test tomorrow. So if you're ready for December 13th, you might be ready now.
Okay, well, I think that is it for the Q&A. Taking a quick look at the chat. Okay. Do you receive any credits from CCP and DCCC and PIT/PN program? Also, do you need to pay the $260 registration fee before enrolling and taking the TEAS test? And how many times
Yes.
are you allowed to take the TEAS test?
Okay, so I'll start from the backwards up. So you can take the TEAS test as many times as you would like. It is expensive. It's over $100 for each test. That's an ATI cost. There is no limits to how many times you can take it, but there is a limit that you have to wait 30 days between each attempt. There was a question about, do we take different credits from other programs? We do. We accept students from CCP, from DCCC, from PIT. We actually accept a lot of students from PIT. So when they come in, they often have similar courses, but PIT doesn't run their program in the same order that we run ours. So you need to make sure that when you're transferring in, that those courses the nursing courses are within 1 year, and the anatomy and physiology courses are within 3 years. And then you have a passing grade on those courses, and then you'll complete our advanced placement process. If you're interested in doing that process, please email lpn@dciu.org. Once again, that's lpn@dciu.org. And you can just say, hey, I'm interested in the advanced placement process. I went to the open house, and we'll send you all the information about that. You can also find it at dciu.org/LPN. There's a spot on the left-hand side that says Student Policy Handbook. If you click on that, then you can search our Student Policy Handbook for the advanced placement option.
How many days are clinicals?
So clinicals are 2 times a week for levels 1 and 2, and 3 times a week for levels 3 and 4. So it's about a 50-50 program is the way that we look at it. There's 50% of the time that you're in class and 50% of the time that you go out to clinical.
Is there daycare on campus?
So we don't have daycare. I would love to take care of your child, but I'm a little busy with some other things. But on our campus, there's the Friendship Academy, and they have services for 3 to 5-year-olds. We also in Delaware County have Head Start. So that's also, there's the 3 to 5-year-old program, but there's also early Head Start. So that's 6 weeks to 5 years old that could be covered through Head Start if you qualify. We also have a lot of daycares in our area. So some of the students that may not qualify for Head Start drop off their children at the different daycares and then head into school.
What's the official start date for February?
Valentine's Day, February 14th is our first day of school.
Okay, and I think you mentioned this one. Someone currently goes to DCCC. Could the credits there be used as equivalent to the TEAS testing?
Oh, no. Unfortunately, we don't do a credit for TEAS testing. You have to actually take the TEAS test. PIT does this as well, where they have a course that you take, and then you kind of take like a pseudo test with them. But the way that we're structured and set up with our State Board of Nursing is that you have to accept a TEAS test.
Okay. If someone has already taken Essentials A and P through community college, does that count?
Yep, if it's like the bioanatomy and physiology course, we can definitely accept that as long as it's within 3 years and you have a passing grade. You just need to follow the advanced placement process for that, and there'll be a test that you'll take here at school that you can test out.
Okay. And can someone put their application in first and then take the TEAS?
Yep. You can do the application right now if you would like. It's online at dciu.org/LPN. And you can also pay the application fee if you would like. We often caution people though to take the TEAS test first. Let's say you get like a 20 on the TEAS test. You're going to need to take that again to come to our program. So we often suggest that you don't really start the whole process of putting down the $260 since that is non-refundable. We want to make sure that when you're ready and you're fully committed to come to the program, that's when you do that payment.
Okay. And what happens when you are running late for classes?
Yeah, well, we hope that you're going to be really safe and you're going to do the speed limit in our parking lot because it's 10 miles per hour. So it's really slow. But we do have a little bit of time that you could be a little bit late, but we do have to achieve that 1500 clock hours. So you'll work with the instructor to do a makeup assignment for the time that you've missed.
Okay, and then one more, back to the previous question, would it save their spot though?
So you have to have all 4 items to be able to be considered as a student. So you have to have the application fee, your TEAS test, and your official high school transcript.
Okay, and what payment method do we use for the application fee?
Yeah, so we can do online with our dciu.org/LPN. There's a spot that says click here to pay your application fee. That is set up, it's a little bit of a weird system, but it's set up through My Learning Plan, which is really creative for teachers in Delaware County to take courses at the IU, but they kind of carved out a little spot for us to use as well. So it's a little confusing, but fill it in the best as you can, and you can always call us to get a little bit of help with that. You can also come in to make a payment using credit card or a debit card. We also have tap to pay available. And then you can do a cashier's check or a money order. We cannot take any cash or personal checks.
Okay. Aren't the science courses good for 5 years? Someone took A and P at PIT in 2020.
So some science courses are, but some are not. So our program is set up with the State Board of Nursing that we can only accept the anatomy physiology course within the last 3 years. The main reason for this is our program is so fast that if you don't have current knowledge of that information, you're going to essentially not take that course while you're with us. And then when you start working through any of the nursing courses, we don't go back and kind of do this long drawn out run through of all of the information that you learned in the past levels, because we're expecting that you carry that forward. So Alex, that's a good question for you too. I'm not sure if you're still there, if you can hear me, but do you feel like if someone has really old anatomy and physiology, will they remember that like when they get to urinary in level 4?
No, because I had my anatomy and physiology from college and it was 5 years and I could barely remember anything. So I took it over there and it came in handy.
Yeah. The other thing, and Alex, you can speak to this too, the teacher who teaches anatomy and physiology with us right now tailors it to more of a nursing concept, anatomy and physiology. So she'll say, like, here is the femur, and the femur is really important because it creates a lot of red blood cells in the bone marrow. It's the longest bone in the body. If you break your femur, that's sometimes what people call as breaking a hip, because it's the head of the femur that's often broken. So how do we care for a patient with a broken hip? And so she really kind of brings in the concepts of anatomy and physiology, but with a nursing view. I hope that
Final
makes
question.
sense. Yeah.
Someone graduates high school in June and they're looking to start in September. So how long after you apply and the transcripts are received from the high school would they know whether or not they're accepted?
As long as all 4 items are in, sometimes we have people that submit everything and they'll know the same day. Our admissions committee will meet often throughout the week. We meet at least once a day to review any files that come in. And so sometimes if we meet early enough in the morning, you'll know by the end of the day whether or not you're in the program.
That
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions or you're home late tonight and you keep thinking of questions, please email lpn@dciu.org. I read that email as well as our administrative assistants, and so we're able to go through that and we can answer any questions. And if you had any questions tonight that maybe you didn't want to be public, we would love to answer those as well. You can email us lpn@dciu.org. You can also call us at 484-423-7003. Remember to please leave a message if we don't answer you right away. We're always on the phone with someone else. The phones constantly are ringing here. So we want to make sure that we do return your call, and we won't be able to do that unless you leave a message. So tonight we went through a lot of information. We answered a lot of questions as well. And I want to thank you so much for your time with us tonight. I'd like to thank all the prospective students, as well as the panelists for joining us, as well as the DCIU administrators that made this event possible. Please do not hesitate to contact us, like I said, at lpn@dciu.org or calling 484-423-7003. We're also on Instagram and Facebook at Delco Tech LPN. We have lots of great content up there and stories from students that are fun to listen to and hear. And remember, all the information reviewed tonight is available on our website 24/7 at dciu.org/LPN. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope to be a part of your pathway to becoming a licensed practical nurse. For those that would like to stay on, we have 2 more videos to show you. First, Lauren Winston will share why she joined the program. And then right after, you're going to see students handling a code blue and other patient issues in our hands-on simulation lab. Thanks so much, everybody.
My path to becoming an LPN was a little different. I always wanted to become a nurse, and I always knew about this program even during high school. I had my children very young at 18 and 19, so I didn't think that I was ready right out of high school. But when they were about 3, 4, I printed out the application. I took the TEAS test here at this building, and I was all ready to go, but I was afraid. I was afraid to not be able to handle being a mom and school. When COVID hit, my kids were already in middle school, and I lost my job. And that's when I realized I had to put myself first and do what I wanted to do. I knew right away I wanted to come here. I printed out the application, I called, and classes started in 2 months. I have a special needs sister who's actually older than me, but sometimes seems younger. I watched my mom care for her all my life. I've seen nurses come in and out all my life as well. We even had nurses go on vacations with us. So I always have wanted to be a nurse. Like, I enjoyed helping with my mom. I enjoyed helping the nurse. My grandmom's a nurse. My sister's a nurse. She actually came to this program 2 years ago. Now I'm here. I would tell a student that is looking towards this program at DCTS that you can do it. You just have to give it your all. You have to be ready, but you can do this. I am Lauren Winston, and this is my DCTS pathway to becoming an LPN.
Here at DCTS, the most important element of our practical nursing program is getting students hands-on experience right from the start. Within the first few weeks of our program, Level 1 students are introduced to our state-of-the-art simulation lab. Our lab is equipped with high-fidelity mannequins that can replicate bodily autonomy, like breathing, coughing, blinking, and talking. Important metrics like blood pressure, heart rate, and oxygen levels can be manipulated to resemble situations students might find themselves responding to as an LPN. The invaluable experience from the Sim Lab gives students the confidence to apply their skills when working with real patients. Our classroom structure allows for students to reflect on their simulation experience and apply what they've learned as they move through the program. Our program's goal is to send our graduates out into the real world prepared to provide exceptional and safe patient care.
Chest.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give you the nitroglycerin. Do you have any questions about it?
No, you explained it really nicely the other day. I remember all the education you gave me.
Right, and can you confirm your date of birth and your name?
Mercy P. Diem, 11/3/1974.
Thank you.
Do I swallow this medication?
No, this medication is going to go under your tongue, and I'm going to stay with you to make sure that your angina subsides.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. Thank you for reminding me.
Hey Pat, are you okay? Are you okay? She has no pulse, no respiration. Cold blow.
I have the crash cart. I'll start respirations.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Every scenario in the simulation lab builds students' critical thinking skills and keeps them engaged when learning best practices in the classroom. Learning how to respond to a stressful patient scenario in a controlled environment will have students thinking like a practical nurse before they even step into their first clinical setting.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is Nurse Amido. How you feeling now? You good? Alright, she's breathing.
For more information on our program, visit dciu.org/LPN.
Thank you, everybody, so much. I saw one more or two more questions that came in that I thought were good. Someone said they're a college graduate. Can they come to the program? Yes. Students just need to be age 18 or higher. We've had students that are 68 years old in our program. So the program is really for anyone and everyone. And then do we get to keep the laptop provided to us? Yes, it's part of the cost of the program that you pay towards the laptop. So if you have any other questions, like I said, please reach out, lpn@dciu.org. And then if you have any questions that you might want to talk to us over the phone, it's 484-423-7003. And you can email us at lpn@dciu.org or see the website at dciu.org/lpn. All right. Thank you so much again. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.